What's up, guys? I'm going to be coming at you today with the first team review. I told you all in my last video that will be doing the 3 frog team, and it's pretty good, and I really want to talk about this. It's been a rising team in PvP. It's becoming very popular, and the reason being is because it's pretty good. And I will also be telling you about like the certain strategies for this team or against this team and stuff like that. But I want to talk about the history first. The first person who used this team was Chaz from SK. Basically, we were all milling around in clan chat, which all guards have like the potential to be dark type, but then you can transform them back to be like a different type, but they still retain the void empowerment. And we went down the list. It was like Saint Cheruza, Dark Image, and then Frog, because the Frog has a dark type. And so Chaz went around and he saw the Dark Frog and he was like, oh, you know, maybe we can, because he was giving it empowerments and like, you know, flipping them around, changing the empowerments, and he found like Wild and he found like Nature and like, wow, these would combo really well together. So that's what he made, and he started PvPing with it. He won like, it had like a 90% win ratio at the time, and that was before anyone was really prepared for it, but still, it's still a really strong team. So what you want for this team, it is expensive to make. I spent around like 150 crystals of life or whatever to get the empowerments and swap the correct stats with the reroll option. So I will be showing you what you want to set it up with. It doesn't matter the order of the frogs, because they are all built the same. You want to have one with void to cancel out anything like assault, endurance, any of the BS imprints. You just want to cancel them out. And because you're canceling them out, of course, you want to use the Speed 3 imprint on yours. The second frog you want to have is going to be the one with the Nature ability. And for each grass type, of course, it gets plus 8% hit points and 5% M defense. So because you have 3 grass types in your formation, you end up getting a plus 24% hit point bonus and a plus 15% M defense bonus. So that equals up to, you know, 24%. That's pretty much a health empowerment built in to all of your frogs, pretty much. And, you know, that's obvious. If you have 500 health and you get an extra, what is it, 5 times 20 is 100, so you end up getting 600 hit points. I'm going to show you the fight then, so you'll be able to see how much hit points it has at level 70. And with the M defense bonus, it's not that much at 15%, but it still gives you some points. So you will be able to survive some hits from Saint Skina, or like a full out assault from a Izine, like a big blow. Of course, it won't have the assault imprint, but like a big attack, it's not gonna kill you as often. So that's the second one. Then the third one, you want to have Wild. This is probably the most important one on here. Is for each animal in the formation, you get speed plus 10. And since you have 3 animals, then you get a plus 30% speed, which is ridiculously insane, because if you put 500 points in the speed, you end up getting 150. So that's 650 right there. And if you tack on the speed imprint, that's like 700. So it's pretty sick, because it's going to, I mean, take a look at the M attack. It's going to hit very hard, and it's so fast. But if Wild could stack, this is one thing that we tested was Wild. It doesn't stack though, so you can't have 2 Wilds and then, like, you know, the Void imprint, of course. But if you could, that'd be ridiculously overpowered, because it'd be like plus 60% speed, and that'd be like close to 900, even more, and you're still gonna be hitting hard. So that's, or you can use the points from the speed to go into M attack and rise M attack up to 400 and just beat him closer. But that doesn't matter, of course. Anyways, another thing. This is one thing that I've been asked. Why do we use the fire frogs? If you look at the attacks, or if you look at Froggy by himself, he has many transformations, and a majority of them have a water attack as the special move. But you already have the water as a basic, so you don't need it. Another one, there's one that has poison, but it's already basic, so you already have it. And there's one that has ground, which again is a basic, so you don't need it. You also have your dark one, which has a dark attack, but the problem is you have a dark body, and that's going to mess around with the one, with this one right here, Nature. It's for each grass type, so you definitely don't want that. And besides, I mean, dark types, I mean, Saint Skina and Izine are rampant in the format right now, and it doesn't make sense to use dark types until something is done to address that problem. So that's why you don't want to use the dark one. Instead, Fire is the best to use, because it's the only other option that you have, and it also gives you the most variety of attacks. So, you know, you can come up against that ground type, you know, like St. Jerusa, people still use him, and, you know, you have the fire move to use against him. And Froggy, he's going to use it most of the time. I mean, not always. Even though he has 160 plus intelligence, he's still dumb. So he's not going to use it all the time, but it's still there as the option, as like a backup, as an additional luck factor in your favor. So another thing, when you're empowering the guards, like I said, you want to re-roll. I re-rolled like 10 times until I got correct stats. You want a majority of the points into M attack and speed. I mean, you don't really need defensive. I mean, if you have them there, it's good, but like I said, a majority should be into M attack and speed. Those are the stats that you want to put the most stats into, because it's just all around good to have fast, like a fast guard that can hit hard. That's, wow, that rhymed actually. Anyways, that's what you want to have. Let's see here. There was another thing I wanted to talk about with oh yeah, counters to this team. There are a couple counters to this team. For example, if a guard already has like assault and double, of course the assault's canceled because of the void imprint or empowerment. But still double, depending on the guard is built, it can still take out like a speed guard, depending on how it's built. If a majority of points are invested into attack and speed, it can still hit a guard twice and kill it. So even though, and also it also depends on how many times Froggy attacks, which is another luck factor. For example, if you have one frog that comes up first and you got a Moo Man over here or something, I'm just gonna use him as an example with the double empowerment. If Frog hits him 3 times, chances are it's gonna kill him. However, if he only hits him twice and then the Moo Man ends up going off and hits you twice because of the double, then it's gonna be pretty bad because you aren't going to survive it. Now, if they have 3 guards with each with double, and this happens on each occasion, like the frog only hits twice, and then like their double guard ends up going off, then it's going to be bad. But that, again, that's a luck factor. It doesn't happen all the time, and it's actually very rare that it happens. Just that's a counter to it. Now, the silver bullet to this team is Dark Dragon, or Dark Image, I guess is the correct term. Dark Image is a dark type, of course, and if you look at Frog's moves, they're all elemental without light. So Frog is going to deal half damage to the Dark Dragon. And the Dark Dragon has a fire move because it has the elemental, the 4 elementals into 1 attack. So Frog is going to deal half damage to the double dragon, or to the Dark Dragon, while the dragon deals double damage to the frog. So that is the silver bullet. And I was testing it too. Some guy had 3 frogs up, and I put a Dark Dragon on my team, and my Dark Dragon just wiped the floor with his 2 guards, and he dealt damage to the 3rd frog, and then my 2nd guard just swept it up. So that is the silver bullet to this team. So that's how you counter it. Of course, there are other guards too. Another thing, with the Dark Dragon, if you're afraid to put a Dark type in your team, because Izine and Saint Skina and stuff like that, I don't want to say this. Like, you don't want to you don't want to switch the Dark Dragon over to a normal Saint Agikawa. Even though the Saint Agikawa has fire, then this frog has a ground move, and the ground move is going to deal double damage to water. So that's why you want to use Dark Dragon. And just, in my opinion, Dark Dragon is better than the Saint Agikawa to use. And mainly if this team becomes so popular, then it's another reason to use Dark Dragon. Anyways, that's enough for the review. I think you guys all get it. Again, it's like Void, Nature, and Wild. It doesn't matter which order you have it in because they all complement each other. And I'll be switching back to my main account now, and I will be showing you some fights with it. This is my alternate account. I just made this like 2 minutes ago. And I guess you can add it if you want. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I'll be switching back, so hold up. Alright guys, I decided to go down my clan list, so we're just going to give you a couple fights, maybe like 3 fights or so. And we'll see how this team does. Now this is going to be interesting to see what happens here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's crazy because how he can do that much damage, and the Saint Skina did less damage because of the, of course, Froggy's a beat stick, and you also have the nature empowerment, so you can, like, you know, take less damage from M attack moves. Even though it's not that much, every bit counts. Let's go up against Beast Greg T. Wow. Oh, it's the humanoid team. I definitely want to talk about this one next. Yeah, the humanoid team's probably gonna wreck it because this health is ridiculous on that team. Plus, also the humanoid team fronts a Dark Guard, which is a silver bullet to this team. So even if you put the Dark Guard first, you'd probably wipe out my whole team because the hit points on that guard is amazing. Anyways, you saw how much hit points it has. So we'll do one more. I guess against Shadow X, why not? Oh, he has the Saint Agikawa, and I'll show you that how it rips through it. Yeah, see, there was an example of where my frog only hit twice, and he used the double on me, so that's that. That one probably has double, too. Yeah, so if he had a third guard that had double, then it would probably beat me, but since he doesn't, and he's just fronting this Saint Agikawa with water, see that? Wrecks it. So anyways, I hope that was some informative battles that you could take examples from. I was actually pretty happy with that. I just did these randomly, and I showed how, like, you know, against this team, it did pretty well. Against the humanoid team, it didn't really match up too well because humanoids have high hit points, but they have another weakness. That's one I want to talk about. So, also this one here, it showed how if your opponent has a team with like double, it can hit you twice and you'll pretty much die. But luckily, his third guard was not double. It was a Saint Agikawa, which I told you is bad against Froggy. So that worked out really well. Humanoid team I want to talk about. But I want to know what you guys want to see. I'm pretty sure you guys are definitely hyped up about that humanoid team. I really want to talk about that one. So let me know what you want to see next. And I guess I will catch you then. I hope you found this team review informative. And thank you, as always, for watching. I will catch you later.